Hey, I'm St Mino. I'm a producer from Berlin, Germany. I'm based in LA now, and I've done 2 Kingsway volumes and 1 collab volume with Benji. And I've worked with a bunch of artists, including Vince Staples, Roddy, Jack Harlow, Russ, and many more. The way I approach music is always just to make the best tracks possible and to make something that is really interesting to me, but also things that just resonate with other people. And I think the goal with packs like Kingsway is always to kind of create these like interesting moments and to have real compositions that evolve over time and that like have all these different pockets that other people might catch something else than you do, and like that leaves a lot of space for like unique sampling. I think my approach for like the first 2 Kingsway packs has kind of the same because I made it in like the same year, but I think the collaboration pack with Benji was a lot freer, and we ended up just having a lot of fun with the music, which I think translated very well, and I think you can hear it in the tracks. I've been making music my whole life. I started playing drums when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I kind of just fell into producing music after a while because I was interested in making my own tracks, and I just started messing around on GarageBand and kind of like fell in love with the process of recording music and expressing emotions through my music. I think being in Berlin, I was exposed to a lot of different music and a lot of different cultures, and it definitely being there broadened my horizon. And my parents always played all kinds of different music. They played everything from Miles Davis to D'Angelo, so I think from very early on I've been able to soak up a lot of different styles of music, and I think that is what still inspires me today. I think I was super inspired by seeing what OZ did, being overseas and having success in the US, and kind of being able to get his music heard internationally with being from Switzerland was really inspiring for me, and like definitely opened the door of possibilities for me to end up getting my music heard through the internet and kind of building off that. So OZ was definitely somebody who inspired me early on. And then, I remember I listened to Life of Pablo, I listened to the song Real Friends, and I really loved the beat. It's still one of my favorite beats, and I remember kind of like trying to find the sample of the beat, and that's when I first found out about who Frank Dukes is and what Kingsway music is. And that kind of like inspired me a lot, seeing his process and kind of how Frank Dukes was able to change the way we all make music. And I feel like a big part of how I got where I'm at now is because people like Frank Dukes, OZ, or even QB's opened the door for me to walk through. It was very early in my career, to be honest. I was just, at that time I was like in the last 2 or 3 years of high school, and I was just wrapping up high school, and I was just making music every day on the side, just kind of for myself. And I ended up just like starting to meet people online of Instagram because I started posting my music there. I just posted little snippets just to like kind of share it and like bring it out in the world. And then Frank Dukes' assistant at that time somehow found me, showed it to Frank Dukes, and then he hit me up to do a Kingsway pack, and that's kind of how I fell into that world. Like the past 2 years since I've started like going to LA and actually like working in person with the people who I would always like send my music to or work remotely with, like being in the actual rooms and producing records and songs and like developing my skills as an actual producer, not just somebody who makes loops or music. I think that's when really things clicked, and like I realized that my music really got me to a point where I can create every day and create with incredible people and artists and producers and musicians. And I think that's like the biggest thing for me that I've been able to reach so far in my career. It was an honor when I first found out that I was able to do a Kingsway pack and to get my music out and on such a great platform. That was like a really great start to my career, and definitely opened doors, and it helped me to get where I'm at now. And I think being the youngest person ever doing a Kingsway pack is just a great honor, and I'm just very grateful for the chance I got to do that so early on in my career. I want to make music that has a cultural impact, and I want to like help to push music further. and I would love to hear my Kingsway music, the songs I did for the Kingsway stuff. I would love to hear those compositions in a lot more songs, and really would love to hear what people do with them, because I think it's really like one of the most interesting parts about Kingsway is just creating something with a lot of moments that people can just take and like make their own. And I think that was always like the most fulfilling part about Kingsway, was really just seeing what people do with it and how the music becomes like almost this like second live, because people just see it different, hear it different, do different things with it.